Yes,
Sir, shall we start?
yeah, we can start.
Yes, sir. Good morning, everyone. I'm your host for today's event, Dr. Bhuvneshwari, Assistant Professor of English at Vinahamshan's Kirbandavariyar Engineering College, Salem. I'm happy to be your virtual companion throughout this webinar. Thank you for joining us for today's QWS Quality Webinar Series conducted by Internal Quality Assurance Cell, Vinahamshan's Research Foundation, deemed to be University, Salem. I'm glad to say this is the 24th webinar and is hosted by Vinahamshan's Kirbandavariyar Engineering College, entitled Quality Initiatives for Higher Education. I would like to add a few instructions to be followed by the participants. Toward the end of the presentation, a dedicated Q&A session will be conducted. If you have any questions during the presentation, kindly use the designated Q&A feature in your Zoom control panel to submit your questions. And I will bring them up to our resource person at the end of the session. Please avoid asking questions in the chat box. The feedback link will be provided at the end of the session in the chat box. I kindly request everyone to give your feedback after this informative session. Now, I would like to invite respected Dr. R. Sasikumar sir, Principal of Vinayakamshan's Kirbandavariyar Engineering College, to deliver the welcome address.
Okay. Good morning to one and all present here. First of all, I would like to welcome today's resource person for this quality webinar series, Dr. N. Asokan sir, HOD of Physics, SRM University, Ramapuram campus. Welcome you, sir. Next, I would like to welcome our Director, Internal Quality Assurance Cell, Vinayakamshan Research Foundations, Dr. B. Gnanasegaran sir. Welcome you, sir. And I would like to welcome all Vinayakamshan Research Foundation's faculty members and the faculty members of Vinayakamshan Kirbandavariyar Engineering College. Welcome you all for this today's 24th webinar series in VMKVEC. About this webinar, that wherever we go, that we used to talk about quality. Quality is not only in higher education, even in all, irrespective of field, we used to talk about that word quality becomes a buzzword. That the word quality has been defined in many ways by the different quality gurus or management gurus. Some of them used to tell that the quality is meeting the customer requirements. Some of them telling that the quality is quality customer is the boss. So there are many ways they are defining the qualities in different perspectives. So today we have a resource person who is having a expertise in delivering the content in this area. So he will be defining a quality mantra for us so that we will learn some quality mantra today and we will implement for our higher educations and we will be benefited out of this event. Best wishes to one and all present here. Thank you, one and all present here.
Thank you, sir. I feel privileged to request respected Dr. P. Gnanasegaran sir, Director IQAC, Vinayakamshan's Research Foundation, deemed to be University, to deliver a keynote address to the webinar.
Thank you, Dr. Bhuvneshwari. A warm morning to all of you. It's a wonderful occasion to meet again in this quality webinar series, 24th of the QWS, hosted by VMKVEC. Every alternate Saturdays, we work at university, we work on alternate Saturdays. And we have made it a point that alternate Saturdays, this quality webinar series is being conducted. So for the past 4th webinar, when we started this, we thought, no, to have a interaction with the faculty of the university, because we were then struggling with the COVID pandemic, and getting in touch with people physically was restricted. So we thought we'll use the online platform, wherein we can bring in the various experts across the country. And to be very frank, we had a couple of webinars with experts outside the country too. And that gave a eye opener for all our faculty and specifically the IQAC teams across the university in all its 24 constituent institutions and schools to pave a way for developing the institution in various aspects of quality. That even helped us in our second cycle to achieve A grade in NAC. So now into the third cycle, we have set a target of 3.75. That is something which we think is achievable, easily achievable, provided we maintain quality. And such webinars will really help us and throw new light on new horizons where we can explore and improve our quality, both in curricular aspects, teaching, learning for all our faculty, so that we excel and also make the students who depend on us also excel. So that is the purpose of these webinars. I'm really happy to see that VMK Engineering College has come forward to host this 24th webinar. I congratulate the principal, the IQAC coordinator and the team for this wonderful arrangement. And rightly, they have picked the person for this webinar. And Dr. Asokan, when I went through his profile, I could see that though being a person from physics background, he has done a ME in material science. So he is rather an engineer than a scientist. So that way we can, we feel that we are at home listening to one of our own fraternity. And it's right that the engineering college has chosen the right person for this webinar. And I do hope at the end of this webinar, all the participants will take home wonderful information and new thoughts, which will help in improving quality in our institutions. I wish the webinar all the best. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, sir. Introducing our resource person to you all is glee to me. Respected Dr. V.N. Ashokan is an educational leader, consultant, certified accreditor, resource person in faculty development, mentor, keynote speaker, and a lifelong self-learner. He received his full-time doctorate in material science, engineering education from NITTTR Chennai, University of Madras, ME material science from Regional Engineering College, Trichy, and his MSc physics from National College, Trichy, Tamil Nadu. He was the former director, dean, and principal of leading educational institutions in Tamil Nadu. He has 25 years of experience in the development of sound educational institutions. He excelled in developing and executing plans, formulating policies, bringing strategies into practice, and providing overall growth direction. At the highest level of management, he is skilled in planning, directing, and facilitating activities. An enterprising leader who can deal with the people and processes from various levels and backgrounds. He is highly skilled in the taxonomy of teaching, learning, and assessing process, revised Bloom's taxonomy, constructing multiple choice questions, faculty development programs on academic delivery and academic audit, micro and macro teaching, performance excellence, developing personal mastery, and educational leadership. He has trained more than 34,000 professionals throughout India in various universities and programs. Using Canva, he created more than 700 e-content designs for online education. He implemented his innovative staff-structured syllabus model based on revised Bloom's taxonomy. He published a textbook on higher order cognitive abilities in 2020 and ebooks on Concept 3 and learning outcome-based education in the year 2021. He is a certified accreditor for Asia Pacific Accreditation and Certification Commission, Colombo, Plant Staff College for Technical Education, Manila, Philippines. He is a life member of ISTE and won the best paper at the 12th Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry ISTE annual convention. He was awarded Best Educational Leader and Distinguished Technology Author. He serves as a member of advisory, editorial, and reviewer for various reputed journals. We appreciate your presence here, sir. I do believe investing in quality education is investing in a brighter future for the individuals, communities, and the world as well. Today, we are glad to get more in-depth information on the specific subject. Without further ado, let's give the virtual stage to our esteemed speaker, Dr. N. Ashokan, sir, who will guide us through quality initiatives for higher education. Please, sir.
Thank you very much, madam, for this detailed introduction about me. That very good morning to all the participants present today. I'm very thankful to the management, principal, director, IQAC, coordinators, and other coordinators to coordinating this wonderful session on quality initiative of higher educations. One of my personal passion is to interact with the more number of faculty members. So I'm especially again grateful to all the decision makers to give one more opportunity to interact with the faculties. So today's talk is this quality initiative for higher education, right? This is the overview of my discussion. Let me start with this. As the principal said that the quality is a very buzzword and it's a very complex word. It's very difficult to define on that. Let us focus on how to define quality. When we talk about defining the quality, we can't define the quality alone. So out of my own experience, I always talk quality with respect to the relevance. So quality and relevance always together. We can't separate that. So because whenever this context changes or environment changes, the definition of the quality will definitely change. So that's why I always talk about quality and relevance together only. I don't separate the quality and context. And we let us list out what are the factors affecting the quality, so that if you're able to understand what are the different factors which affect the quality, we can initiate the activities to improve that. Those are the areas we can improve those factors on that. So we'll discuss what are the factors affecting the quality. And coming to this higher education institutions, already the quality initiatives and some of the initiatives already started that, like OBE, NEP 2020. Now this is 3 years over when introduction of this NEP 2020. Now we are in the implementation part. This and accreditation, of course, last 10 years people are talking about that. Still, people are working on it. And industry 4.0 was we are talking about that. Now we do not know how industry 4.0 is completely exploited, but in the meantime, industry 5.0 is also introduced in the industries. And yes, we want to discuss about this. What is this education 5.0? So these are some of the quality initiatives already we started. We are traveling along with that. Some of the initiatives we are expecting anytime tomorrow, day after tomorrow, in the near future, we may introduce that. And of course, when you talk about this quality initiatives, it's purely a change management. So I would like to give only the outline of change management, because the change management, if you want to go into that, definitely take another 3 hours. It's not possible. That's why I will just give what are the outline of the change management, so that you can be able to focus in depth after that. What is that change management is going about. And I identify there are 5 areas or elements where we can initiate our quality initiatives. Namely, there's leaders at every level, and purpose paradox, people first, develop competency and extreme executions. So these are some of the concepts. 5 most important concepts where we can initiate these quality initiatives to improve the quality of education as a whole. And finally, yes, after this is a time we have to revisit and rethink and rediscover our belief, thought, and assumptions. What are the areas where we want to revisit all these things? Finally, at the end of this session, definitely you come across that. And after this, one of the important lesson I learned during the pandemic is that any activity we start that, we have to develop the ability to restart from zero every time. So this is one of the important lessons I learned from the pandemic. So whenever we talk these initiatives, quality initiatives, or whenever we want to do any improvement in terms of quality, we should always be ready to restart from the zero. That's very, very important. That so if you say take any of the corporations in the world, if you take this IBM, when we transfer from these mainframe computers to this desktop system, these even IBM company people do not know aware of that this is the desktop system is coming up in this business in the computer world. Even without aware of this, IBM people think that we are the number one in this computer field. But after the Jessner take over the CEO of this IBM company, he find it very difficult to make awareness of the inside people that completely our business is going to be ruined out. It's very difficult for him, this Jessner. So he thought that when you want to go for the new things, yes, we have to start from the zero. So that is why this IBM company, during this Jessner period as a CEO, he restart from the zero. Then he rebuilt it, this company IBM. That's why still this IBM company is doing very well. Not only IBM company, any corporate world, if you talk about this, the company is surveying more than 50 years or 75 years. Whenever the new leadership is taking up, they always look into that restart from the zero. That's why they can able to do that. So whenever you want to do this continuous improvement on quality, in terms of quality in every activity we do, it is better to restart from the zero. Or otherwise we can say that in another company, I'm not able to recollect the company name, but this Bossity is there, Ram Charan and Bossity. There are two top class leadership people, CEOs of companies. They are working together in one company that company was not doing well. That CEO says that I want to resign, so I want to go and join some other company. Then this Bossity says that, sir, if you go to resign this company, you go to another company, what you are going to do that? Because that's a new company, you have to start from the zero. Why don't you start from zero here? Or otherwise, you see that this is the company you are joining today. Forget about how many years your experience here. This is the company already today you joined as a CEO. So what are the things you want to do? Why don't we do that in that sense? So this is a discussion. They had this fruitful and meaningful discussion. Both the people have done it. Again, they restart from the zero. So restart from the zero is one of the important lessons anywhere if you want to improve this quality or if you want to do the continuous improvement of that. So today I joined this company, this organization. What are the things I want to do? Forget about how many years I'm working here. This is what we ought to. So this is the way this thinking must be there so that we can start from the zero. Definitely anything you can able to achieve on that. So this is the context I want to discuss. And what are the discuss I'm discussing is with respect to the individuals. With respect to the individuals, I don't say in my context I don't have you. I always pointed myself. So what I supposed to do, what I change I have to do, what tomorrow what I supposed to do. I always think about I in terms of taking actions. So these whatever we are going to discuss for next 45 minutes or 90 minutes is applicable to the individuals. There is no blame game. We can't blame our parents, we can't blame the system, we can't blame the university, we can't blame the education system, we can't blame the students, we can't blame, there is no blame game, absolutely that. Okay, we have to blame ourselves. How I have to improve, how I have to change myself so that what I can able to contribute to the development and improvement of the quality. So this is a context I want to set before going to our in detail discussion about that. Okay. First, let me decide what is this definition of the quality initiative, that what and how the education should be to develop education for better quality. So better quality means there is always better, every day better is there. We can't say now something is best. So always we have to keep it our definition, the better. The better word is a very important word, because if we keep this better word, then only every day we can have the thinking of improving that. If we go to the best means, it comes to the saturation level, then we can't improve further on that. So there's a word better is a very important word. Now, it's very difficult to define quality, that as I told you that I always use the word quality and relevance together. That if you ask me what is the definition of the quality, there are different quality groups in this total quality management system, or this any corporate world talking about that. You may say that walk the talk among the stakeholders, value for money among the spent by the stakeholders. What's the promises, honor the promises among the stakeholders. All these definitions, okay, it is all in a concrete language, which means that it's highly complex. Out of my own experience, I want to put it is what is a practical meaning of quality, so that tomorrow I want to, after this session, I want to implement quality. So I work on many years to find out what exactly quality means that. So I come to some simple equations after a long time, long years of my thinking about that. So quality means I want to measure effectiveness. What is my effectiveness? What is the outcome I'm able to produce? I put it in the simple equation that, so the ratio between what is maximum possible for me, what with respect to what actually I achieved it. Okay, so simple example that I'm talking about that. Today this session starts by 11 o'clock. Okay, what is maximum possible for me? I can able to join by 10:45, 10:50, 10:55. Well before 11 o'clock, I can able to join. That is maximum possible for me. Right? So what actually I did it, I joined 10:45, I joined by 10:55, I joined exactly 11 o'clock, I joined after the session starts. So there are three stages will be there, right? So the ratio, if you talk about this, my effectiveness with respect to joining the session is the effectiveness is 100%, less than 100%, or more than 100%. So this is where I measure my quality, effectiveness. So everyone has to measure their quality with respect to every activity we do. So when you're coming to this college, we do daily a minimum 10 to 15 activities. We do that. So for every activity, you measure your quality, effectiveness, what is maximum possible for me, what actually I did. So today I have 10 activities. At the end of the day, please measure. Out of 10 activities, how many activities my effectiveness is more than 100%, exactly 100%, less than 100%. It is not possible for every individuals all the time you have to produce more than 100%, not. But if you start observing it, definitely there is every possibility you can improve the quality. So every individual has to measure their effectiveness with respect to what is my maximum possible for me, what actually I did for every activity. At the end of the day, please measure what is your effectiveness today. This is one way of measuring the quality.
Sir, Aswagan sir, sorry for interruption, sir.
Yes, sir.
Volume கொஞ்சம் இப்ப கரெக்டா இருக்குங்க சார். வால்யூம் இப்ப கரெக்டா இருக்கு.
Okay. It is only this adjustment, right? Then every day you measure this quality. That's every activity also you can able to measure it. So, for example, coming to the college, you say that college starts by 9 o'clock. You measure for 1 month. After 30 days, what is maximum possible for me to coming to the college or going to the class according to the timetable? So for 30 days, what is the maximum possible for me to go to the class with respect to timetable? If suppose class starts by 9 o'clock, am I inside the classroom by 8:50, before 9 o'clock, exactly 9 o'clock, after 9 o'clock? So you measure one activity for 30 days so that particular activity quality you can able to improve on that. So there are two ways of improving the individual's quality in terms of what is maximum possible for me, what actually I did. So you take 10 active every day, how many activities you're supposed to deliver. At the end of the day, measure out of 10 activities, 8 activities I have effectiveness more than 100%, less than 100%, or you measure any one particular activity over the period of 30 months, 30 days. Then you please find out that what is your quality on that. So this is the way you have to measure the quality, and quality has to start from the individuals on every activity. So if individuals focus on every activity, what they do to maximum, what is maximum possible for every individuals, definitely that's quality of the entire department, quality of the entire organizations, and will go with the exponential growth you can able to expect that. That's very, very important. That's okay. So this is the way you have to measure the quality upon that. Again, I am asking that we don't have any constant definition for quality. See, the definition of the quality with respect to, I have my own definition of quality, you have your own definition of the quality, because when the context change, definitely the meaning definition of the quality will change. So you always define the quality with respect to the context, with respect to the situations. So please work on that quality and relevance. What is maximum possible for me? What is actually I did? So next time, how I can able to improve. These are the three important areas. If every faculty members work on it on every activity, you can able to find a tremendous improvement within the short span of time. And yes, quality and relevance may be measured in terms of product outcome or process. When you talk about this end product or outcome of this quality, then we have to ask the one simple question, that did we meet our specifications, norms and standard, which means that we have to fix what is the expected performance of every activity we do that. So unless you fix what is the expected performance for every activity, for every individuals, we cannot measure the quality. So it's very, very important that when coming to the process, say for example, admission process is the teaching learning process, placement process, examination process are there. When the process, if we want to measure the quality about the process, then we have to make the very simple. We have to ask one question, whether this process is very simple and integrated and efficient. These are the three important aspects we have to look into that when we want to measure the quality of the process. So these are the two things we can able to measure the quality. Next, what are the factors which affects this quality? I'm talking about right from starting from this mission statement and vision statement, and what is the core values. I'm taking about the mission. It's not only the statement. We have to understand the real meaning of what is mission, what is vision. That okay, then what is the core values, and what is the objective daily every faculty member bring to the workplace? That's very, very important. That are we focused every day on every activities, and how much transparency we have, and do we have this duplication of the work? Because when coming to this IQAC and all, we are started collecting the data from various resources and put it in consolidate all these things. You have to think about this, how duplication of the work people are doing that, and how much is time you are saving or wasting. That matters a lot. And what is a resource management is very, very important. That so lack of mission vision, core values, objectives, focus, transparency, and resource, these are all the reasons for this quality which affects that. Let us understand one by one what is that, so that you can able to have a deep understanding about how we can new initiative can able to initiate in these areas, so that because the quality improvement, quality initiated and all, it's are completely intangible. Directly we cannot measure it. It's very difficult to measure it. Only some initiatives you can able to see immediate impact. Some initiatives, even if you take it for sometimes 3 months, 6 months, or even after 1 year also it takes that. So we cannot immediately say that when we talk about the initiatives, we then able to observe these impact or benefit on that. So let us understand one by one what is the when talking about this mission means the purpose, why we want to do this particular activity. That may I request any one of the participants, please read these slides, please.
Sir, shall I read, sir?
Yeah, please, ma'am, please.
Should I read everything in the
Yeah,
slides?
every
Okay.
slide.
Okay. Purpose, why mission?
No,
Why do
purpose.
you,
You start. Okay, start, please.
yes, sir. Why do you do what you do? Why do you clean hospital rooms? Because that's what my boss tells me to do. Why? Because it keeps the rooms from getting dirty. Why does that matter? Because it makes the rooms more sanitary and more pleasant. Why does that matter? Because it keeps the patients healthy and happy. Understanding the purpose of the work allows for innovation and improvisation. Who is the beneficiary of your work and how are you contributing to them? Contribution, making a contribution to the health and happiness of patients.
Yes. So this is one of the instruction people giving in the hospital for the housekeeping people. We feel that what is our general assumption, that when you go to the hospital, when we feel sick, that we strongly believe that the doctor's diagnosis, guidance, medicines, and the nurses taking care is only keep the patients happy and healthy. Not at all. So even housekeeping people also contributing to the happy and healthiness of the patients. Why? So when we give the instruction to the housekeeping people, we say that you every half an hour or every 1 hour you sweep, mop, scrub, sanitize, and repeat for every 1 hour. This is the instruction normally we give to the housekeeping people. That once we make them to understand why these housekeeping people doing that, they are also contributing to the health and happiness of the patients. We need not do micromanagement. We need not do micromanage because they feel that they're proud about that. They're also contributing to the patient's health and happiness. The completely the micromanagement will not be there. And if they understand the purpose, yes, I'm contributing to the health and happiness. Every day you can expect the people to do innovations. Now people talking about the innovations cannot teach. It has to come from this creativity. Unless people understand why I'm doing this, why I'm doing this activity, what is the purpose I'm doing this activity, bringing the innovation is very difficult on that. So what is the purpose means, purpose, why I am doing this activity, who is the beneficiary of my work, what is my contribution to this particular people, particular activity. This is a responsibility of every individuals to make them to understand or understand before doing any activity on that. So mission means why. Mission means why, purpose, right? Now I'm talking about this why. Why do I choose teaching as my profession or career beyond making money? That's very, very important. That see, making money is very important to lead the quality of life. I don't have any second thought on it. But how long are we going to work for making money? That matters a lot. If you throughout your career, if you start working for the money, you cannot think about the quality. The quality is beyond making money. Unless you understand, yes, for this particular purpose, I am contributing, that money will follow you. I have seen so many people, so many examples. If you see in this angle, you can also able to see how so many people are working for the cause, money is following them. So when I start my career, any career, not only teaching career, initially for 5 years or 10 years, I want to lead my quality life. Money is important that. But how quickly you are changing from you are working for money to working for the cause, working for the purpose, that matters a lot. Some people it may 5 years, some people may take 10 years, some people may take 15 years. It's nothing wrong in that. Please, what I want to emphasize that please understand that already you may cross across, you have sufficient money to lead quality of life. Then you please change over to working for cause, so that money will follow you automatically. That right. So purpose means yes, why I am doing this. That is a mission, but beyond making money. If you take this is a fundamental principles. The most of the companies and most of the individuals, if you see how these companies are working for more than 75 years, 100 years successfully, like IBM, HP, any companies, if you just think about that, if they're surveying for more than 75 years, means they are working for the cause, working for some purpose, right? Because if you say talk about this IBM or HP or any companies, the founders are no more. Founders are no more, but still companies are surveying with a lot of successful. They are leading that. So the purpose mission is very, very important. That so when we want to initiate the quality, please think about, please ask everybody why I am doing this profession, teaching profession beyond making money. This is one of the first step. We have to take that quality initiative on that. Once you find out, it's very difficult to find out. You take months together, find out what is the answer for this question. Nothing wrong in that, but how quickly you find the answer for this question matters a lot, right? So what is your why? Why do we exist? That the important questions you have to answer. First, you ask that why I'm choosing teaching as my profession. You will get some answer. Again, that answer you ask why. You get another answer. Again, you ask that answer. So 7 times you have to ask why these answers. After the 8th time, you'll get the fine answer that is your purpose. If you work for that purpose, definitely your individual quality will improve, your department quality will improve, your institution will quality will improve on that. So this is the first initiative. Every individuals has to start with that. Second one is I'm talking about the vision. Vision means what I want to create for next 1 year, next 3 years, next 5 years, next 10 years. So next 5 years, 10 years and all now is irrelevant because we do not know. A lot of changes happening upon that. So what is the next semester, one semester, what I want to create? Next 1 academic year, what I want to create? Next 3 years maximum, what we want to create? This is what we have to think about that. So for example, if suppose some of the people don't complete the PhD, that for example, so within next 3 years, I want to complete my PhD. So that is my vision. 3 years target. So with it, with the respect to the time frame, we have to fix what I want to create, which is not available right now, which is beyond my current competency. So I want to create something that. So I don't have anything. I don't have any idea about how to do PhD. What is the topic I have to do complete my PhD? But I want to complete the PhD within next 3 years. That is the vision. So if I want to complete PhD within next 3 years, what I supposed to do for next 1 year, what I supposed to do for next 6 months every semester, what I supposed to do for 1 month, what are you supposed to do for every week, what I supposed to do for every day. So what you do every day matters a lot. You want to achieve your vision. A mission purpose is you will never achieve it because it's going continuously going on that. Whereas a vision is once you achieve your PhD, you have to again fix the next vision. After PhD, what you want to do? What you want to create that? So once you achieve the vision, again this vision you have to change upon once you achieve on that, right? So this is what the vision. So what do you want to achieve within next semester and next academic year, next 3 years? So this is what next second initiative, quality initiative, every individual has to think about that, right? Next one is the core values, talking about this. So core values are the very important important components. Based upon that, every individual has to take the very important, well-informed academic decisions daily basis. So unless you know what is the core value of individuals, unless you are very clear about what is the core values of my department, what's the core values of my institutions, it's very difficult to take decisions, because otherwise if you do not know the value, the decision making process will delayed. So delayed decision is equal to not taking any decisions. If you don't take any decisions, I don't want to say anything on that. So to take the very important educational well-informed decisions, these core values are very, very important. So based upon these core values only, we can able to create the culture among our department, culture among the institutions. So what is the culture I'm talking about? See, culture means when the 2 or more faculty members or 2 or more students meeting together either inside the classrooms or inside the staff room or in the canteen or veranda or bus, in the bus, what is the topic they're discussing? That is the culture. So what is the topic when 2 or more students or when 2 or more faculty members meeting together, what is the topic they're discussing? That is the culture. So that culture, how we want to create that culture purely based upon the core values. So what is the core values? You have to decide upon that. So now every individual's a third initiative is every individual's decide, yes, this is my core values. I am taking my decisions based upon these core values. You have to list out that. Again, department has to decide. So in my department, this is the core values. In any department decisions we take with respect to these values. Again, institution has to decide these are the core values. So any important decisions will take with respect to these core values. So institution core values, department core values, and individual core values all together align. Synchronization is very, very important. Very, very important. That otherwise each will go in different directions. So to take the important, well-informed decisions and create the culture, what type of culture you want to create, or what when the people meet together, what is the topic they want to discuss, the core values are very, very important. So the third initiatives, please decide what is my core value, you have to decide upon that, right? And fourth one is the objectives. So objective means, as I told you that this is what I want to achieve within the next academic year, within next 3 years. What is the current reality? So that's very, very important. So every individuals have the ability to observe what is the current reality. So in coming to the current reality, you have to be very careful about the fact, opinion, and truth. All are different. Current reality is different, fact is different, opinion is different, truth is different. So you have to be very careful. By this time, definitely you come across, when collecting the data for the IQAC, definitely you come across this fact, opinion, truth, all these things, right? So you have to be very careful about observing the current reality. So what is the current reality? What I want to achieve after 6 months or 1 year? So definitely there is a gap will be there. That gap, we call it as the learning gap. So any activity, if you want to fill up this learning gap, we call it as the objectives, which means objectives means every day I have to do. So if I want to complete my PhD within next 3 years, what I want to do today. So I have to come with some objectives. So these are the objectives I want to do complete today. So every faculties when coming to his college or university come with some objectives. Today, this is my target. I want to achieve that. So there is a fourth quality initiatives. Every individual has to start with that. If you come to the college without any objectives, today what I want supposed to deliver. Today, suppose what I want to complete this particular task, a particular responsibility, which means that we cannot think about the quality, but it's very difficult. Daily we have to do that, but you have to be always keep it in the mindset, in your background of the mind. You have to always think about these are the activities I have to do that. Then only you can start working towards, you can improve the individual's quality. Unless you improve the individual's quality, we cannot expect the institution's quality. So institution's quality is directly proportional to collectively the individual's quality, collectively the improvement of individual's qualities, right? So again, this is the synchronization mapping of is very, very important. Why I do this particular activity, what I want to create next 3 years or next 3 years to fulfill my purpose. What is the core values or what are the important decision I can able to take to meet my mission purpose statement, and how I am going to do on daily activities. So every activity we do on hourly basis should always keep it fulfill the purpose. So purpose is first, second is vision, and third one is the core values and culture. Fourth one is the objectives. So all should have in line with your synchronization mapping is very, very important. That right. So once you start working on that, definitely every day you can able to see, you can able to observe the quality improvement on that. Every individuals, right? Again, this is the we call it as the higher purpose. We call it as the purpose paradox is there. So why these people, why this purpose and this vision, core values and these objectives are very, very important, because this this every day these changes are occurring in this industry, or changes happening everywhere on that. Whenever there is a crisis coming up, like how this pandemic comes, when the people are having very clarity on there about this, what we discussed before, that they can easily come across any crisis coming up. That is very, very important. That, and we have to work for something beyond our imagination, something will work larger than our pictures. Unless you have that kind of dream, that kind of purpose, it's very difficult to create something very big, something very big. So then that sense that this mission purpose statement, a vision, that core values and objectives are very, very important on that, right? Coming to the next second part, we talk about this quality initiatives. So as I told that in the abstract level, in the macro level, this outcome-based education, implementation of national education policy, accreditation and industry 5.0, education 5.0. These are the new initiatives. Some of the initiatives already started, is going. We are also traveling along with them. And if I want to so very specifically at micro level, at the concrete level, quality initiatives, maybe you may be introducing the new courses and new programs. That is also one of the quality initiatives, right? So quality initiative, definitely we can able to do on that. Why this out? Why many of the institutions find it to have a very good score in the accreditation, 100%. Why people find it difficult to implement the national education policy? Why this implementation and execution, we are not comfortable with that. So no, though we know all these things, quality initiative is going upon that, this implementation, when coming to the execution and implementation, we find it very difficult. So that's why it is, that is what we want to discuss now about that, right? When just I want to introduce it, one of the new initiatives and is this education 5.0. The education 5.0 is interconnected between this life 3.0 is a new coming up, industry 5.0 is newly coming up, new initiatives coming up, and the web 5.0 is coming up, new initiative, and society 5.0 is coming up, new things. So society 5.0 is a new initiative started from the Japan, and industry 5.0, yes, people say that still this industry 4.0 is not completely exploited, and some people already started 5.0. So now we are in between this for industry 4.0 and industry 5.0. And of course, life again, this we are in between this 2.0 and 3.0. Again, web again we are in this web 3. In between the 3.0 and 5.0. Still the 4.0 is something fishy about that. So when we talk about this education 5.0, it is all interconnected. When we frame the curriculum, when we talk about the teaching learning process, when we talk about this assessment and evaluation of the students, we have to take it into consideration all these areas: life 3.0, industry 5.0, web, society 5.0, all these things. When we talk, we have to consider while framing the curriculum towards this education 5.0. Whereas education 5.0 is a new curve. In the world, only the Zimbabwe country only is there. Officially, that ministry or government has announced this education 5.0. The education 5.0, what the Zimbabwe country says, that ministry says that they want to include the industrialization along with the institutions. So incorporating the industrialization in the institution, they call it as the industry 5.0. So the definition will vary for institution to institutions. That's what we were talking about that. So which level I am here in my institution, whether I am in the industry 3.0 or education 3.0 or education 4.0, what is my education 5.0? Now we have to decide. I have to define. There's no constant definition of education 5.0 is there. So when you're talking about education 5.0, definitely you have to consider all these things in terms of curriculum formation, teaching learning process, and assessment evaluations, right? Now, coming to that, when coming to why this implementation is very difficult, when talking about this 5 different new quality initiatives, I identified this 5 most important aspect about this when coming to this education, execution, and implementation. One is leaders at every level, and purpose paradox, people first, develop competency, and execution. These are the 5 different concepts I would like to discuss in detail about that, right? So when you're talking about the leaders, people think that leaders are something different. No, not at all. If you have the followers, you are the leader. Very simple definition. If you have the follower, even if you have one follower, you are a leader. So all teachers are already leaders, because you are going to the class, 60 students or 50 students are following your instruction. So you are the leader. So if you have the follower, you are the leader. This is very simple definition, right? Now, again, coming to the leader, every leader is a teacher. Without teaching, you cannot become a leader. Teaching point. Every leader has a teaching point. Every leader has a teaching point. So these are the 2 important things. Please understand very clearly that all teachers are already leaders. Don't think that I'm only the teacher. No, you are already a leader. Is that now you just think about that. What is your contribution as a leader? And if you become the leader, that yes, you must have always teaching point to the others. Teaching point, that we call it as a teaching point. So every leader has that teaching point to teach, right? Now what? So when we talk about these leaders, we discuss about this level 5 leaders. So level 5 leaders talking, there's a first level of leaders and talking about highly capable individuals that they have the top class competency to fulfill this expected performance. Fulfill the individual competency to fulfill the expected performance. That we first level, we call it as the highly capable individuals. So second level leaders, we're talking about contributing to the team members. When it coming to the workplace, please understand there are 3 types of work will be there. One work, 30% of the works every individual has to do independently. That we're talking about highly capable individuals, level 1. 30% of work I have to do independently unless I have the sufficient competency. That's why I put the develop competency. We'll discuss on that. So 30% work I have to do independently and contributing the team members. So another 30% work I have to contribute to somebody else. Similarly, another 30% people have to contribute to me. So in that sense, whether I'm playing a team member, that's very important. That so that's the second level. So I have to contribute I'm dependency. So 30% of work I'm depending on you. Another some people depending on me, I have to depend on somebody else. So dependency of work will be there, another 30%. So another 40% work is interdependent. I am depending on you, you are depending on me. I cannot complete this work independently. You cannot complete this particular work independently. Together only we can able to complete this work. So you have the clarity on clarity on these three type of works. Whether I have to do independently, whether I am depending on somebody else, then I have to interdepend on that. If you understand that, definitely that work will be completed within the time on that. So that we come to this the competent level and fourth level effective leader on that. So the fifth level of leader only we need now. So now if you want to initiate the quality initiatives among the individuals, which level you are playing the role, whether you are playing the first level of leader, second level of leader, third level of leader. With respect to that, you please initiate those activities. Whether you want to work independently, whether you work some of the work you want to do dependable or interdependable. That is another initiatives you can start individually. So what is the level 5 leaders are different from other type of leaders? There are 5 areas how these level 5 leaders are different from other kind of leaders. So for example, this Mahatma Gandhi and Abraham Lincoln are the level 5 leaders. There are so many leaders available in this industry. Now, how they are different from others when you talk about that. First difference, they always focus on the right people. Okay, the ability to identify and include the right people in the team to achieve the goal. So the level 5 people, level 5 leaders are have the ability to identify the right people. Okay, and first they identify the right people, then only they frame the strategy. Normally, any leader, normal average leaders, first they will plan their strategy, then they are looking for the people. No, not at all. The level 5 leaders are first they identify the right kind of people. With that right kind of people, they will work out the strategy. Then you need not worry about micro level and all. Automatically things will getting done that, right? This is the first quality of the level 5 leaders. Second one is this we're talking about this first who, then what. Getting the right people on the bus. This is one of the greatest concept will be is discussed in the book Good to Great by Jim Collins. So Jim Collins, while writing this Good to Great book, he has done a lot of research about more than 100 corporate companies. Over the six years of the research, he come to the conclusion about this concept. So he observed a lot of research how these successful leaders I mean, irrespective of this turbulence in the industry, how this one group of people highly successful, what is the special quality they have? So this Jim Collins has identified that this is one of the concept that first who, then what, get the right people on the bus. This is one of the concepts. So first identify the right people on the bus and get up these wrong people from the bus so that and keep the right people in the right seat so that the bus will go to the right destination. You need not worry about the micromanagement, all these things. They know where they have to take the bus. I'm talking about the bus means the institutions, university, department. So when there are people, the right people in the right seat, we need not worry about that. That is the there's one of the main difference between the honorary leader and level 5 leaders are there, right? So without this great people, this great vision, achieving this mission, a purpose is very, very difficult. It's totally irrelevant that. Why this? When facing the chaos and uncertainties, it's your best strategy is to have the best load of right people. Whenever the crisis is coming up, whenever the changes is happening up, unless you have the right people, it's very difficult to come up to sail through the changes, to sail through the chaos or uncertainties. So identifying, getting the right people is very important. That right? Why these right people on the bus is yes, very easily to change that. Managing, you need not to do this micro level management, and you need not motivate them. Already the people are self-motivated. Already people are self-motivated, right? So you need not do any motivation at all. That this way you need the right people. The second one is they'll accept this brutality of the truth and realities of the data and numbers and situations. They're ready to handle that situations. They're ready to handle the situation, and they have the better hope for the future. So when the situation goes to any level down, they never lose the hope. So what is available with the current reality, what is available with them, the resources available, the data, all these things, how worst, no problem. They have the 100% scope and they can rebuild that, rebuild the institutions. That is a difference between the honorary leaders and level 5 leaders. Second only is they always align with this consistent effort with the goal. That is they focus more on the efforts. They never depending upon it, they never believe anything other than the efforts. So consistently they put on the efforts so they can able to do improvement on any situation. So this is a one simple example. Of course, you may come across in this social media is what is a 0.01 percentage of effort. If you put daily over the period of 1 year, you can able to have 37.7 percentage of result you will able to get. So putting effort, consistent effort is matters a lot. There's a big difference between the honor leader and level 5 leaders are there. And they have this in-depth and analysis. They do any analysis, they do this thorough analysis you have, and they have the in-depth understanding. They have what are the informations you go on that. They have the ability to differentiate between which information is very relevant, very important, which is irrelevant, which is insignificant. They can able to differentiate that. Not only that, with that relevant information, they are able to take action on this. That's one of the topmost quality the level 5 leaders are have, because in today's world it's unbelievability in the we are living in this crisis of believability, and we do not know which information is fake and which information is fact. So level 5 leaders have the ability to easily identify which is fake, which is a fact, which is important, which is not important, and they have take action on important and significant informations. That is another thing. And finally, they have this ability to, the disciplined approach will be there always with them. That self-discipline, any of them in their approach on any activities, they have this highly disciplined approach. They are highly self-disciplined. These are the 5 topmost qualities the level 5 leaders are having when compared to the honorary leaders are there. So as an individual faculty, I already told that all individual faculties are already leaders. So try to initiate how to become the level 5 leaders. It's not easy joke. It is not easily you can develop over the period of 6 months or 1 year. It's not easy. It takes years. It takes 3 years, 5 years, even 10 years it takes. But your directions, your track should be in the level 5 leaders. So go to the first level 1 leader, level 2 leader, level 3 level 5. So every teacher has to travel in the path of level 5 leaders. So take immediately what is the initiative you want to take to start in the path of towards the level 5 leaders is very, very important. One of the quality initiatives every teacher has to take. So leaders who cannot look beyond their personal role, fame, achievements, etc., can hardly become level 5 leaders. So we need, that's why I told you that if you're working for money, if you're working for fame, if you're working for achievement, you cannot achieve all these things. Even you cannot make money also. If you work beyond that, that's why I said decide what is your why. Why do I choose a teaching profession beyond making money? If you find the answer, if you work for that, definitely you will become a level 5 leader very soon. And level 5 leadership is difficult to find, and leaders who display it are a cut above the rest. It's very difficult to find out this level 5 leaders. Yes, it's very difficult. So, but once you know the awareness is, yes, today I give the awareness. Further, you please explore it. What is level 5 leaders? How to do that? All these things. It is the individual's responsibility. Very shortage of these level 5 leaders are there. So if you want to become the level 5 leaders, definitely you have bigger scope. So next, coming to the leadership. So leader is different, leadership is different. A leader means if you have the followers, you are the leader. But leadership is how many people you can able to influence. How many people you are able to influence, right? So how we are going to influence the people, that we call it as the leadership. So leadership is that how walking the talk. So as I told that when these leaders want to influence the people, first they have to demonstrate that they have to be the role model for that. So if you want to role model, if you want to walk the talk, if you want to convince the people, you have to first get into the job. You have to demonstrate them. You have to guide them. You have to mentor them. You have to facilitate them on the spot, in the ground, So that is one of the qualities of leadership. Then only you can be able to influence the people. Then yes, this is what is the key performance indicators leaders are working on it. What is their target, that what they want to achieve on that, you have to keep on working on that, because every people is observing the other people. If I say I am a leader, my followers are keenly watching me. What is my performance? What are the new things I can initiate it? What are the levels I am achieving? They're closely watching on that. So what is my key performance indicators? I have to decide as a leader, then I have to achieve on that. That is another definition of the leadership on that. So leader is, if you have the follower, you have the leader. You are the leader. Leadership means how many people you are able to influence them. That is the leadership, right? This is the biggest difference between the leader and leadership. So again, I put it into this leadership into one equation. A leadership is position plus content multiplication by the values, right? Position means your designation. Now I'm talking about the first time I'm talking about your designation. So what is your designation? Whether you are the assistant professor, associate professor, HOD, principal, or a director, registrar, controller, whoever it may be, that position talking about that designation. Content means what is the, how you are taking the decisions about the particular issue. What are the data you are collecting? On what basis you are taking the decisions? What is your thinking process? Everybody will closely monitor you. When you are your HOD, when you are a principal, when you are when there is a decision making situation comes, on what basis you are taking the decisions? What are the informations you are collecting? What is your thinking process? These are the things we call it as the content, right? Now multiplied by the values. What is the value? What is your personal value system you have? That is why we discuss about the core values. So like punctuality, how much people can able to trust you. What is the honesty you are practicing on that? What is the simplicity? How much people can able to approach you? What is the impact you can able to create? These are all the value system one has to develop over the period of time. Now we have so many, we have the leader. Anybody become the leader once you have the followers, no issues. Leadership is how many people you can able to influence. That is a leadership. What is the difference between one leadership style and another leadership style? Is purely based upon what is the value system you follow, that makes the difference between one leadership style to another leadership style. And the value system, what is the leader following, is has the great impact on how many people you can able to influence. Because if you want to influence more number of people, is purely you can able to influence through your personal value system. So developing the value system is very, very important for influencing the people, developing the leadership over the period of time, right? So that's the next quality initiative. You want to do that. So if you want to, definitely we are already, the teachers are leaders are there. Now we have to focus on a leadership. So when you want to focus on the leadership, what is your personal value system? So develop the personal value system. Through your value system only you can able to influence more number of people. So another important quality initiatives, every individual has to take that, develop what is your value system you want to develop, so that through your value system you can able to influence the people. Next part is the developing competencies there. So I'm talking about this. I have my own framework. Framework is a developing competency in terms of knowledge, skill, talent, technology, growth, mindset, and attitude. This is my framework. So I put it in this competency, again, the mathematical formula: knowledge multiplication by skill, multiplication by technology, multiplication by talent, multiplication by growth mindset, multiplication by attitude. So knowledge, coming to the knowledge, according to me, there are two types of knowledge. One is constant knowledge, another is dynamic knowledge. Constant knowledge means so far constant, which means that, say, for example, if you take Newton's third law, Newton's third law, for every action, there is equal and opposite reaction. So far, no scientist or research has challenged the Newton's third law, which means that as of today, right now, no scientists or researchers challenge the Newton's third law. It holds good even now. So which means that I say because once I Newton's third law, I need not worry about because this is constant, so far constant. Another type is every day the new knowledge is created by the research and scientists. So I have to closely monitor. I have to be alert that what are the changes happening on that. So that knowledge I have to keep on update myself. So one particular area this old knowledge is removed means I have to unlearn that old knowledge and I have to relearn the new knowledge. So that is the knowledge. If you want to develop the competency, you have to have two types of knowledge. You have to identify which knowledge is so far constant. You have to master it. Which knowledge is continuously changing. You have to keep on adding, update yourself. Second is the skill. Skill, many times people misunderstood skill is different, knowledge is different, not at all. Skill is how to accomplish a particular task step by step, which we call it as the procedural knowledge. So skill means the procedural knowledge is embedded in the skill. Skill means procedural knowledge, how to accomplish a particular task step by step with respect to your role. Your role, that's very, very important. That not with respect to the individuals. Skill is not related to individual. Skill is with respect to role. What is the different roles teachers are playing? Teachers may play the admission counselor role, placement coordinators, IQAC coordinators. Going to the class means they are playing the role of teacher. Setting the question paper set, role of a question paper setter. Going for the invigilation, they're playing the role of invigilators. So with respect to that role, what is the skill every individual has to develop? So don't confuse with that role. Skill is not related to the individual, it's related to the particular role, right? So if you want to master in a particular skill, you need to do how many hours of practice. So please Google it. There is a rule, we call it as the 10,000 hours rule is there. So Google it, find out that if you want to become the number one in this world, you have to practice for 10,000 hours. If you practice any activity 10,000 hours, you will become number one in this activity. So already those people completed their 10,000 hours practice, they will become number one. Whether they're talking about the Bill Gates or Warren Buffett or Tendulkar or Kamal Hassan, whoever it may be, that they already crossed 10,000 hours practice on that. So that you have to think about that. So if you want to develop any skill, how many hours you practice every day, that matters a lot, right? Coming to the talent is, so knowledge and skill can be transferred from one person to another person. There is no difficulty on that. But when the situation changes, whatever the knowledge you possess, whatever the practice you have over the skill will not work out. When the situation changes, knowledge and skill will not work out because.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry.
Yeah. Tell me, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Volume reach out.
Is it okay now?
Yes, sir. Now,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this knowledge and skill is situation specific. If the situation changes, your knowledge will not be helpful to you. Whatever the practice you have over the skill will not help you. Only the talent will help you to get in the new situations. So talent is the inborn characteristics which cannot be transferred from one person to another person. Coming to the technology is there. Whenever you use the technology, have the complete understanding about the technologies. Without complete understanding the technology, don't deploy the technology, because if you don't completely understand, it will backfire on it. So you have to, when using the technology, have the complete understanding of the technology, then you use on that. And growth mindset, I'm talking about this. There are a fixed mindset, growth mindset, and other service mindset. Others find first mindset. There are 4 or 5 different mindsets are there. So for every activity, if you are not able to complete any activity, please check about whether you have the fixed mindset or a growth mindset. So that will help you to improve your competency. Finally, the attitude is that whether you have this right kind of attitude, whether you have the openness for the new ideas, and whether you have to evaluate the ideas. These are all we call it as the attitude. Now, my competency is that the combination of part of knowledge, part of skill, part of technology, part of talent, part of growth mindset, and part of attitude. Competency is that is the state or quality of an individual work. What is the quality of an individual work? Quality I already discussed with you. What is the maximum possible for me? What is actually I'm doing that? Now coming to that, when I am not able to meet the expectations about the particular activity, I have to check about my competency. Why some of the activities are very easy or effortlessly some people able to do, some people find it very difficult to do that particular activity. Now we have to think about your competency. When I find it very difficult to complete a particular activity, which means that I don't have the sufficient competency about that activity. So you have to think about that, whether I am not able to I'm not able to perform particular activity due to lack of knowledge, gain knowledge. If it is due to lack of skill, do more number of hours practice, definitely you can able to do. If it is the right, if you're not using the right kind of technology, think about the right kind of technology, you can able to do that. Then if you have this mindset, because of this fixed mindset, I'm not able to do, please convert your fixed mindset to growth mindset. Definitely you can able to do that. Then you think about yourself, ask yourself whether it is because of my attitude, then you have to change your attitude. So in that sense, the developing competency of every individual is very, very important. Another important quality initiatives there. So think about this competency with respect to role. So for example, if you say this IQAC department may ask the data from, say, for example, 3.2.1 key indicate performance, people collect the data. So some of the people definitely say they fix the date on coming Friday is the last date on or before Friday, please submit it. Some people immediately, if they'll respond within 24 hours, some people respond within 48 hours. Some people find it difficult, even after the deadline, they find it difficult. So find it difficult means think why I find it difficult to collect the data and submit to on the particular date, whether it is due to lack of knowledge, whether due to lack of skill, whether due to lack of attitude, whether due to lack of technology, whether due to lack of my mindset. If you're able to identify which one is that, definitely can able to improve your competency. Anybody can able to develop the competency. Anybody can able to convert their weakness into the strength. You have to identify why I am not able to perform this particular activity because of whether it is knowledge, skill, talent, technology, mindset, attitude. If you're able to identify which one factor or one or two factors, because of that, I am not able to perform that particular activity, immediately you can change. You can able to perform that. So in that sense, every individual has to develop the competency on that, right? So competency can also result in an increased quality of work or performance. That's very, very important. That not only that, it's favorable result for these others also, like students, clients, boss, who are able to, you can able to produce a more satisfying result to fulfill the stakeholders' expectations, right? So competency can be applied to the individual's improvement. That's very, very, that's why I'm talking about that. Whatever the discussion we are talking here is purely for the every individuals. So when the every individuals improve the competency, definitely your department, your institution's competency will improve. Thereby the quality will improve on that. So next one is always put people first. People first company, definitely come across that. Why don't we give first priority to the people? If we start giving the first priority to the people, tremendous change you can able to observe it. So take care of the people, in turn people will take care of business. This is one of the mantra. Many people strongly believe in this. They also already highly successful on that. I can quote one of the recently startup company, not recently, about 5, 6, 7 years back, started this. I think among the people, this Mac App Studio. There is one company in Chennai. They started two individuals, one Suresh Kumar and George. They started startup company some 6, 7 years before. They give more first priority to they take care of the people. If I say some of the policies, you don't believe that there is no attendance in the organization. Any people take anytime they want. If they feel that their personal work is important, they need not tell to anybody. They can attend the personal work. They don't. There is no leave policy. Any number of days, depending upon their urgency, emergency, they can take leave. There is no loss of pay. And even it is woman for a woman. employees, they give monthly 3 days leave for their menstrual cycle period. They can take. So there's so many policies they have. If you read all the policy, you'll be amazing whether we are in India, whether we are in Chennai. Even in Chennai's companies there in Tamil Nadu, I'm talking about that. So similarly, there are so many companies, so many organizations are there. They're highly successful. They're highly successful on that. They never focus on this micro, all these things. Their focus are only on big things. So the people first is one of the very important thing you have to do on that. Why that? The another factor is why people first that we have to focus on people that we have to ensure that every individuals are doing some meaningful work, not insignificant work. So yeah, when the every activity, when people do that, they feel that this is very meaningful for me. So if I do complete that work, yes, this work is important to me. That feel should we have to create that. And if the individuals feel that yes, this work is very meaningful to me, very constructive work, it gives some kind of satisfaction for me, definitely they can add value to others. So adding value to others through your work is one of the important quality initiative you have to start. How I am going to add value to this particular activity so that this work will become very meaningful. After completion of the work, I have some kind of satisfaction after completing that. That kind of activities we have to ensure that every individuals are getting on it. And second one is that what is the progress, career progress is there? What in terms of development or the personal development growth? If I start working and working on this activity upon activities, what is the personal growth and development, and how much flexibility I have? So in today's handling the students, this generation of students, for example, if you want to ask the students to submit the assignments, previously when we were the students, our teachers say that next Friday, next Wednesday, 22nd, you have to all submit assignment, means 99% students will submit on 22nd Friday, Wednesday. Only one of students, maybe some genuine reasons, they may have excuse with the teachers. Now we can't say one fixed date. We have to give the range of date. Next week, Monday to Friday, please submit the assignments. So now we have to give the flexibility for the people when completing the task. If you fix the one particular day, particular cutoff date, it's very difficult for every individual to come across, because every individuals are unique, every individuals are different. Like Pauli's exclusion principle in physics, no two people having the same set of competencies, same set of characteristics. So the flexibility we have to do so that people will feel happy about completing the task. So people first is another concept you have to implement on it. So your people, that is the people first approach, means actively creating the desirable work and desirable work environment which considers and fulfills the need of your most important assets, that is the people is there. So we have to fulfill the important expectations of the employees so that they will in turn fulfill the expectations of the stakeholders. That is the approach we have to do that. So disciplined people, if you bring into them, and they will create the disciplined thought and disciplined action. So basically the people first and the right kind of people in the bus, these are all the very important aspect if you want to improve the quality in all directions, right? And next concept coming to this execution and extreme executions, that right. So what is this extreme execution? So executions means that stop talking, take actions. So every day take actions means that I told you that what is how many objectives you bring here to today to complete on that. So bring the objectives will coming from the home to the workplace. So this is the objective, this is the activities I want to complete on that. So no gossiping, no talking, only discussion and debate. No conversations, discussion and debate. Right. So put into the work and the result speaks for themselves. So without execution, the breakthrough thinking breaks down. So without execution means that why the breakthrough things break down, why we find it difficult to achieve this outcome-based education 100%. So why we are not able to score whatever we want to achieve in these NAAC accreditations? Why we find it? Because that extreme execution is missing on that. So without this extreme execution, this people don't meet their stretch goals. and the revolution stops dead in this in its tracks. So if you start some 10 activities this semester, if you don't have this extreme execution, maybe 2 activities will reach at the end of the semester. Another 2 activities, it may be in the halfway. Another 2 activities, if it starts but no action, another 2 activities may not start also. But we want to have 10 activities this semester want to complete it. So the extreme execution is very, very important, that, right? And execution is the very fundamental. So this execution is the discipline of how to get the things done. Is very fundamental to strategy, and it has to shape it, right? And execution is a discipline. It is a critical component of the strategy. The business leader is responsible for the encouraging and promoting executions. Execution means you need to do the sincere follow-up. That's one of the key important factor when talking about this extreme execution, right? The key follow-up is very, very important. That without follow-up, people will take it very granted. So higher education improvement strategies are required to achieve meeting the stakeholders' expectations. That is very, very important. Another area, every individual faculty has to initiate the quality initiative. How we are going to fulfill the expectations of the stakeholder. So who are all the stakeholders? First, we like to understand that all educational regulatory authorities, whether it is the World Bank, World Economic Forum, UNESCO, or UGC, AICT, all are all educational regulatory agencies. So what is their expectation? They expect that every individual institutions must follow this. That to fulfill that. First, we need to initiate the quality initiative to fulfill the minimum norms and standards, to fulfill the expectation of stakeholder. Next one, institution will have. Why this institution started? What is the institution's mission, vision, core values? Whether the individual faculties are fulfilling that expectations. If not, yes, you have to initiate those initiatives. And what is the expectation of the teachers and students? Exchanging of knowledge, developing of the skill, understanding of the technology, developing the competency over the period of 4-year program or 2-year program or 5-year programs. So whether that is not fulfilled, again, what are the possible areas we have to start initiatives? What is the expectation of the parents? They are expecting the value for the money, what they are spending for their son or daughters. If you are not creating value for the money what the parents are paying, we can very well start so many initiatives to create the value for the money the parents are paying. And what is the expectation of the industries? Industries are expecting this. Every graduate from the higher education institution must be employable. So what is how much percentage we achieved that? Still how much we want to go? So those are areas we can start initiatives. And in society, in by and large, what they expect from the higher education institutions is we want to produce the highly responsible citizens. So what are the whether we achieve what is maximum possible, or what are the activity initiatives we want to take about that? Please understand that these expectations are very dynamic. So every semester, the expectation of the stakeholders are continuously changing. So before starting the semester, we all to sit together. We have to list out this to what are the expectation of the different stakeholders. This semester we are going to fulfill. So next semester, what we are going to fulfill. So next academic year, what we are going to fulfill. So every semester, all the people in the decision makers or implementers sit and discuss, come to the common understanding. Yes, this semester, these are the initiatives are very important. These are the things, the expected level we want to achieve. So next semester, every semester that exercise has to do. These are so now all these things I'm talking about is related to the change management, because in the industry every quarter, every 3 months a change is happening. That when you ask me that what is the change in these educational institutions, every 1 hour change is happening in our educational institutions. Why? Because we frame the timetable with the 50 minutes. So whenever the timetable changes every 50 minutes or over every 1 hour, lot of changes happening inside the classroom, veranda, inside the staff room, inside the campus, inside the department, everywhere in the educational institutions, every 50 minutes or 1 hour change is happening. Please understand that, have the clarity on that. We had to be very alert in our background of mind when the period 50 minutes, the first period over, second period comes, we have to be alert for another 10 minutes whether the things are settled down, because the changes is happening. So whether change as we expect or something unexpected. So every 1 hour, every individual faculty should be very alert whether the day has been goes according to our plan or any change is happening. Of course, change is happening, whether change is happening according to our expectation, our plan, or unexpected. We have to closely watch on that, right? So I don't want to go in detail, just I want to give outline about the change management, right? So why this change management? It is because this industry disruption. So it is there are three important reasons this change is happening. One is this business model outgrows. You can come across many business model has changed that, especially that many business models change from pipeline model into the platform model. A pipeline model into platform model, which a pipeline model is that the students join with us, they study that. After the studying, the awarding, the every semester goes, they're receiving this degree, then they're applying for the job, they get the job, it goes like that. Now this is a pipeline model. Now this platform model is that everybody creating some kind of software, everybody has to put their data on the common platform. So it is a responsibility of the every individuals to create the data and share with the common platform. The platform will take somewhere else. So we have to go along with the platform. So if you want to closely observe it, I can give one best example is the banking industry. You just think about it, just to closely monitor from the history of the bank as and today. There are a lot of changes, and the business model has changed, completely changed in the banking industry. So you can be able to close this. Second one is this services offer is no longer appealing to the customers. It definitely we come across as far as our education institution is coming up. We have this is what we teach, what we lessons, what the subject, whether we are in a lot of confusion stage that whether it is interesting to the students or not. Still we don't have any clear, completely we are in this complexity, we don't have any, it's very getting to clarity is very difficult on that. Third important thing is technology has pushed out of relevance. That's why the relevance I'm talking about, quality and relevance I'm talking about. So every minute, every 1 hour, the new technology is coming up. Every 1 hour, the new app is coming up. So the technology is completely pushing out of this. So the disruption is continuous, every day is coming up. So how closely we are monitoring that, how we are going to adapt ourselves, this changing scenario is matters a lot, right? Next one is that so of course change is very visible, very rapid change. Not only the positive side change is happening, some of the changes, and negative sides also is changing, some of the changes happening that. So how we are going to take the advantages of changes happening in the positive side, how we are going to prevent ourselves the changes happening in the negative side, that matters a lot. So change is the oxygen of growth and creativity. Now change is the oxygen of the quality education. Change is the oxygen of the quality educations. How we are closely monitor, alert what is change is happening, that how we are responding to the changing situations matters a lot about this quality educations, right? So change happening in any part of the world and any industry, it directly or indirectly affecting our classroom. If any change is happening in political change, suppose the war has happened, this is not suppose, the war is happening between this Ukraine and Russia, that has great impact on classrooms indirectly. And now this Sudan somewhere, Sudan, this internal war is happening, that it indirectly affects our. So any change is happening all over the world, or in political, in any banking industry, any type of industry, whether it is changes Google or whether it changes American election, any change is happening any world, directly or indirectly it affects our classrooms. So how it affects, it is our individual responsibility to closely monitor, and we have to prepare ourselves, and we need to respond to the changes, right? And there are two changes. We have two types of changes you can able to create. That one is this internal changes. We want to create our changes because we want to go from NAAC score from 3.6 to 3.75, 3.8. This is the internal change we want to do, that some kind of that. So we want to implement this NEP 2020, NEP implementation of NEP 2020 as the change coming from external force. Now it could become the external force, now coming the internal force, NEP implementation that. So we have to clarify there are two types of environment where the changes are happening. We have to list out what are the changes we want to create so that we can get along with this, what the change is happening in the society, and the changes because of the outside world. Now this social media is one of the greatest impact it creates among this all life of everybody's individuals. So how we are going to respond for that? So these are the areas we have to classify, but we are always under the constant threat under the changes. Which threat we need to identify, because that continues, we do not know that. So we have to be keep alert on it. For organizations, change is not required just to improve the effectiveness. Please don't change that. If you want to go for any change, it is not for improving the quality, it is not improving the effectiveness. It is the question of organization survival. So change is, quality improvement is one aspect that is different, right? But coming to the change, what are the changes we want to do for the sake of organization survival, organization growth and development? Right, you have to be very carefully handle on that, right? And of course, this is the things, the uncertainty is very permanent, that instability is chronic, change is accelerating, and disturbance is very common. We are living in this world every day. We are living in this world. Just I want to put in on that. And yeah, this is the these are the first things: innovate for changes, create for change, vision for change, knowledge for change, skill for change, technology for change. These are the changes we want to initiate as an employee, as an institution. We want to create the changes so that we can prepare ourselves whenever the new change coming in the society, we can able to sail through comfortably. So to sail through the changes happening in the society, we have to prepare ourselves. For preparing ourselves, we have to do a lot of changes. These are the changes we have to do that. So what are the changes is happening we may expect in the society, in the industry? Then list out this: cultural change, product change, technology change, customer changes. So these are changes we don't have any control over it. So to sail through those changes outside the organization, the society, we have to keep on continuously preparing ourselves. The preparation for the change is continuous every day. People, you are always talking about this, talking more about the lifelong learning, which is equivalent to lifelong continuous change. Preparing for the continuous change, preparing to react to the continuous change. That is also very equally important on that, right? And again, this is a general question. Just why I'm telling you, I just put it in the outline area. So what to change? What to change to? So suppose I have this. Now I understand from Director IQAC that the third cycle we want to go for 3.77 or 3.8 is there. Currently, what is the status of our NAC score is what to change? I want to change the third cycle NAC score. What to change to? I want to change my score to 3.77. How to change? So far we have discussed all the points. Now we have to seriously think about that, discuss about that. What is the maximum possible for you? You have to you have to design and you have to implement it. So these are the simple questions I put on that, but finding the answer is very, very difficult, right? And coming to the change, we can see the 4 types of people you can able to change that. Very 10 to 15% of the people able to forecast a change. So they change themselves before the change comes. They prepare themselves to sail through the change. They can go easily. You can able to identify by the time in your group of people. Some people said, yes, I am able to feel the change. Now I have to change. Yes, I will change. I will change. That kind of people will be there. And people observe, oh, everyone has changed, still I am not changing. So I have, this is a last chance for me to change. So I will change. Okay, no other go, no option, I will change. Some people is there, I don't want to change. You have to force them to change, or you have to say the way exit. So it is up to you which category you are. I'm talking about the individuals. I'm not talking about others. So as an individual, which category I belong to, you have to decide. So please choose. Try to come in this first category maximum. If not possible, at least second category. Don't be in the third or fourth category. And one thing is, change has changed. So far is what, sir? You already so far you discussed about the change. Now you're telling change has changed. Yes, change means that if you see the human history for the last 10,000 years, what are the changes happening? If you put it in this exponential curve, what are the changes happening with respect to last 15 years? Tremendous changes happening when compared to the 9,000 years. So what are the changes happening for the last 9,000 years? You have some graph, and after that last 15 years is graph goes very steep. So you cannot say that today's world is very different even from last 3 years ago or last 1 year ago. So in that sense, change has changed. So a lot of changes already change has happened, that now we have to go for the new changes. So the one big question we need to ask, that if you don't go into this, if you don't initiate the quality initiatives, if not what are the points we discussed so far, the change management, people first, level 5 leadership, competency, all these things, what is the future of the organization? This is the biggest question I need to ask, because I am depending upon the organization. Unless I contribute to my organization, I have to create the future for my organization, so that I want to contribute for the organization. That kind of thinking everyone has to go. So the future of the organization is on the individuals. Individuals has to contribute for the development of the future of the organization. That's very, very important. That. So but for that, yes, I have to revisit or rethink or rediscover my assumptions, thoughts, and beliefs. That's very, very important. That's why I told you in the initially that always you restart from the zero. So you please let us decide that today only I'm joining this organization. So how I want to take the organization to the next level. This is what we have to think. Every day we have to think on that. So what is this my experience? What is the previous experience? What is my achievement in my career? All these things you have to completely erase. Now we have to restart from the zero. Right. So how to do that? There is another thing is we're talking about what we see and what you do and what you get. So if we mainly focus on the changes or quality improvement initiatives, all these things we do in the area of do action, attitude, behavior, technique, technology, training, all these things. So whatever the activities we do at this will not be no use at all. So where we want to change, when coming to the change means we have to focus on your change, your beliefs, thought, and assumption. This is a very important area. We have to change. Belief means how I see the world. Thought, how I thought, my thought process is there. What is my assumption? That assumption, see, if you go to this third semester class, suppose you are going for class third semester, what is the assumption I'm going to take class third semester? My assumption is that all the students in the third semester have cleared all the papers in the first semester and second semester. That is my assumption. I'm going to take class on the third semester. But is it so? No. So we have to very carefully talk about what is my assumptions. When the things are not happening, that what is my assumption? Which point I want to start my activity? If I'm not able to get the result, I have to change the starting point. I have to come down. I have to come down. I have to come down. So the starting point, my assumption is at 30,000 feet. I am not able to get the result. I have to start from the 10,000 feet, or I have to start from the ground zero. Then only I can able to achieve that. So that my assumption is that. And so we need to focus on changing our revisit our belief, thought, assumption. Then only we can able to get the different result. If keep on doing the same thing expecting the different results, means it is not a good idea. It's called the insane. It is called the insane. Keep on doing the same activity expecting the different result. How it is possible? It's not possible. So if you want to change the fruit, change the root. Root means my belief system, my thought process, my assumptions. So how do I change my belief system, thought, assumptions? There are two ways you can able to do. One is you have to travel extensively. You have to travel to different places. Not only travel, you have to keenly observe the people, observe the culture, observe the people, how they behave. Definitely your belief system, thought, assumption will change on that. The other one is you need to read a lot of books. If you read different genre of books, definitely our belief system, thought system will definitely will change on that, right? So if you ask me, sir, tell me, sir, one quality initiative fit for all, so that all people we start from tomorrow onwards. So yes, I have one tips for that. The reading habits. If every individuals starting the reading habits daily, if you read 10 pages of any book, any 10 pages or one for 30 minutes or 1 hour, definitely these individuals quality will improve. One initiative, please ensure that everybody should have some guarantee that yes, from today onwards I read 10 pages or one topic of any book. One quality initiative should be initiated by every individual for improving the quality of educations, right? So what book I have to start on that? So I will any book you can able to start that. If I want to, I will give one book for this change. If you want to do how to do the change management, there are 3 books I can able to recommend. One book, sorry. First level, if you want to understand how this change management is there, first level, very simple, anybody can able to understand. I recommend this book, Who Moved My Cheese? Level 1, Who Moved My Cheese? First level change management, you can able to understand very beautifully, simple language, simple booking. If you go for the next level, if you want to understand how this change management you want to implement, you can read this book, Our Iceberg is Melting. It has the complexity will be more, and if you have thorough understanding about this, all the systems, all the people, all the psychology, including the how people will change psychology, you can read the book level 3, the book called The Switch, written by Heath brothers. Chip Heath and Dan Heath, these are brothers. They write the book on beautiful book on Switch. So any book we can start. Just I want to give only this example, change management. These are the 3 books at 3 different levels. If you read it, you will become master in change management. You can thoroughly understand about the change management, right? And sir, other than change management, any book I want to start is, yes, I strongly recommend these 2 books. If you want to start initially, anybody can understand. Every faculty can easily understand that. One is this catalyst. How this employee, sorry, how this employee in an organization acts is in the catalyst. This book is written by Chandramouli Venkatesan, right? The shit. You can start reading this book. Otherwise, what the CEO really wants from you, written by this Gopalakrishnan. He is working with this Procter and Gamble for more than 30 years. So these are the 2 books. If anybody read that, you can completely understand how an organization is working on that. You can able to develop the system thinking, how this entire system is working on that. The beautiful examples, live examples, they take you through this as if you are working in any organization. They'll beautifully tell you how if you or otherwise I can tell, if you start graduate engineering trainee in any organization, how to become the CEO of the company. Similarly, if you join as a fresh teacher, how you become the vice chancellor of the university. Different levels are there. If you start reading these 2 books, definitely you can understand the entire system, how the system is thinking on that, right? So thank you very much. This is a summary. With that, we start discussing with that. What is the quality, definition of quality and relevance, because the quality is always with respect to the context. If the changes, the context changes, definitely the meaning of the quality will change. And I want to define the quality in terms of what maximum possible for me, what actually did. So with that, I can start with this quality. So what are the factors affecting the quality, like mission, vision, core values, objectives? We discussed about that, and already this few very important quality initiative already started. This we are going on that, and we are moving on this next implementation of NEP and Education 5.0. And there are 5 concepts we discuss about this leaders at level. What is the purpose paradox? Developing this competency in terms of knowledge, skill, talent, technology. Then people give the first people priority is there. And in all these things, yes, the quality initiative means we need to discuss about this. It's basically change management. So how we are going to effectively do this change management, effectively implement it, that matters a lot. So one thing, one quality initiatives I request every faculty members to start immediately is reading books. Start your book reading habit, definitely your quality will improve within next 3 months. I will guarantee for it. Thank you very much. Any questions I love to answer, please.
Sir, thank you for your captivating and very clear and informative presentation, sir.
Thank you.
Shall we proceed, sir, to our question and answer
Sure,
session?
madam. Sure. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, this is the question raised from Sri Kumar, research scholar of MBA. Respected sir, good morning. How can we handle the people to friend peacefully who are neither self-motivated nor getting motivated by others? Kindly advise, sir.
I'm coming to this motivation. You know, this Maslow's hierarchy of human needs is there. That is a very basic formula. It's highly effective formula. It is implemented all, more than 30 years. It is there. So first, please understand why people, what is the motivation? This first level, this people motivation, they are working for money, or they're working for this basic needs of this like shelter, food, all these things. Once you identify what is the motivation, which motivates the individuals, you can able to easily identify them. We can able to motivate the people. So it is a first thought is I identify what motivates the individuals to complete the task.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
The next question is from Dr. P. Selvam, sir, head of EEE department, VMKVEC. His question is National Education Policy 20 fulfill the parents' expectations?
Is fulfilling this in total fulfilling the stakeholders' expectation is very important factor. This one thing is that because we are only in the initial stages of national education policy implementation. Of course, the policy announcement only 3 years is completed now. I don't know how much percentage, even not even 10% we started implementing on that. So once we come across when even the national education policy 2030, they are going to sit and discuss about that what are the challenges while implementing this national education policy. This national education policy, every authorities, every organization have the responsibility to create the every year report. They want to create what are the challenges and the issues, concerns they want when implementing that. So once they list out this report, every individual responsible organizations, and they are going to discuss on 2030 all the report every year they created that, and 2030 we can expect that there is a complete change on this towards this 2013 implementation of the national education policy. So by the time I think that if over the period next 7 years, if not only parents' expectations, any of the stakeholders' expectations is not fulfilled because of so many challenges and issues and concerns, definitely they will address in the 2030. So till then we need to wait. Not only parents' expectations, all the stakeholders' expectations, we have to wait.
Thank you for your response, sir.
Yeah.
The next question is from Dr. Arun Kumar Madhuappan. The question is, acceptance level of individual is degrading day by day. How it can be developed, sir?
Accepting level, the tolerance level, talking about that. People get very easily irritated.
Yes, sir.
Can I understand in that sense? Accepting level.
Yes, sir. Actually,
Yeah.
he's asking like nowadays the people are not having that much of patience to accept. So how that accepting capacity can be developed, sir? That is the question.
Ma'am, it's purely depending upon the people's experience. If the fresh people, they don't definitely they don't have much time. The tolerance level will be very, very less. If you deal with the more number of people, it can deal with the different situations over the period of time. That's why I'm talking about the experience, right? So experience also not time spent at work. I'm not talking about the experience. Every day, how many people you are dealing with that will improve your tolerance level. Or I can always give 2 suggestions if you want to improve your tolerance level. First, you every month you go to your ration shop, go and get your rations in the ration shop. Definitely your acceptance level improve. One thing, because practically I'm always telling to my people this. Second one is always you travel in the public transport. You travel in the public transport, you observe a lot of people behavior, especially the people, the conductor, how you deal with these people while getting the change and tickets. What are the arguments, talk is going on between all these things. If you closely observe it, definitely your tolerance level will improve. I suggest go to ration shop, get your ration thing every month. Maximum wherever it is possible, you travel with the public transport, because nowadays traveling in the public transport is completely reduced. Every people are having their own two-wheelers. When coming to the signal, they don't want to wait even that. Why? Because they want to have their own vehicle, they want to raise their accelerator. If you go in the public transport, you need to wait. Accelerator is not in your hand. So that is a starting point. The accelerator in the driving on the wheel, and that will only spoil that acceptance level. So if you, as many as you reduce your having the handle in the accelerator level, your own wheel, try to travel in the public transport, definitely your acceptance level will improve. And how many people, different kind of people every day you deal with that, definitely that will help you to improve your acceptance tolerance level.
Thank you, sir. That is very helpful. The next question is also from Sri Kumar. Respected sir, how to identify right people to develop the organization? Any scientific method applicable? Please advise, sir.
Then there is no, like a quality, there is no definition for the right people. When getting the priorities, when they give some two important works, how they set the priorities, for which activity they give the priorities, that based upon that you can able to decide that. See, when you interact with the people half an hour, 30 minutes or maximum 1 hour, by this time you can able to identify who are all the right people with you. You know very well, no, by this time. See, when in any department, if you see, if for example, if I say that in the department head is there, or a principal is there, principal very well know that which work I can able to give to which people, so that I can able to get the things done very comfortably, which means that they are the right people for that particular right job. There is no right people all together, holistic right people. There is no, we can't define that. For doing this particular work, he or she is the right people. So with respect to that role, with respect to that activity only, we can able to identify that. So there is no one right people, there is no one wrong people. So with respect to the activities, if 10 activities are there, definitely we have 10 different types of people. It is our responsibility to identify these right people. We can with respect to this right activity, that there is no right wrong people also. One right or wrong people also. So by this time, definitely the way you interact, definitely come across by this time.
Thank you, sir. The last question from Sri Kumar. Sir, how to manage or how to get the moment of touching the heart to the people in this very advanced technology world, in this artificial intelligence world? Can we have that touching the heart moment? That is the question from Sri Kumar.
I am doing that every day. When I see the first people, first time in the morning, first question I ask that, have you had your breakfast? How are you today? Two questions I'll ask. How are you today? I'm not asking how are you. So how are you today? Then people look at me. So the question is, your question is different. So I'm touching their heart. So today I'm okay. Yesterday I'm not okay. So you ask two questions. How are you today? Every day, first time you ask to meet the people, had your breakfast. You advise the people without having a breakfast, don't come and meet me. Two questions you follow, definitely can able to touch the people.
Thank you, sir. Next, not question, sir. She is giving comment on your presentation. Dr. Maya Ramesh, MDS, PhD. No questions, sir. Very clear presentation. Everything depend on introspection and accept change. Change should come from all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is the comment from Maya Ramesh, sir.
Thank you.
The next question is from Dr. B. Rajnarayanan, head of MBA. Hi, sir. My question is, how will the leader and leadership differ? And in which way it will affect the organizational context?
Yeah, I already told you, how much people you can able to influence. I told you that leader is, if you have the one follower, you are the leader, no problem at all. Everybody is already a leader.
Yes, sir.
There is no question about that. But how much people you can able to influence them, you can able to create the impact, you can able to create the legacy, that matters a lot. So that purely based upon what is the value system individuals are having that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I
very
know, I
much.
know one professor,
Yes, sir.
I don't know how, Professor Tandavan was there in the University of Madras. So whenever anybody goes to his room, immediately he stand up and he give the hands and wishes us. No problem whether it is any visitors goes irrespective. He doesn't know who is coming to visit him. Their name, their position, he never bother about. Whenever he go that, he stand up from this professor, he stand up from the seat and give the handshake. So these are the amazing things we can learn from the people.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
We may believe that your presentation was quite clear because we did not receive any further queries, sir.
So thanks a lot, man. Thanks you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we appreciate your responses, sir. Is there anything more you would like to mention before we conclude, sir?
Ma'am, my side is okay, ma'am. Over. Thank you very much.
Principal, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I request our principal, sir, to share a few words with us.
Wonderful session, sir. That restart from zero.
Yes, sir.
So every day I have to think about it, restart from zero. If it is not possible,
Yeah.
that's one of the amazing word you are kind, restart from zero. And it's amazing. Session was wonderful, sir. We learned a lot from your today's presentations. I hope faculty members also enjoyed this sessions.
Thank
It's different from that other routine lecture. So
Yeah.
we learned all. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, sir. I request Director IQAC, VMRFDU. Sir, do you want to share anything with us?
I'm just awestruck on the way the presentation happened and the aspects what he has dealt upon. I was expecting something on quality, specifically on NAC and VR, things like that. But he has taken us through a journey of quality of life. So
Thank you,
I
sir.
really wonder whether he's a professor of physics or a professor of psychiatry.
Thanks, sir.
It was really wonderful. And one question, probably I think you'll be the right person to tell me.
Please, sir.
We have been discussing on change, all that. Now technology is moving towards chat GPT. Is it going to replace counselors? Is it going to replace teachers? Is it going to replace even the total learning experience?
No, sir, not at all, sir. See, technology may come, technology may go, sir. It is teacher is always teacher there. Without teacher, no educational institution cannot run. That is the basic fundamental pillar of the any educational institutions. See, what is the technology we have already? Good. When the internet comes, the same question was there. How effectively today we are handling the internet? Facebook, LinkedIn. You take any technology is coming up. This even this online education during the pandemic, we have these Coursera courses, Swayam courses, NPTEL courses. NPTEL courses, every faculty is going on that. So it doesn't mean that we don't have any classrooms, we don't have any teachers. Not at all, not at all. So technology may come, technology may go. It is up to the people in the organization, decision makers, how effectively we can make use of the technology for the benefit of the students, for the benefit of the institution. That we have to think about that. We need not fear about any new technology coming, even now, even the future also. We need not worry about that.
Faculty should think about changing themselves, going towards technology so that they keep themselves abreast with technology so that they can face the students also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I always insist upon the individual faculties improving their teaching competency and improving their educational leadership. This is my two mission statement. So I want to help the individual faculties to improve their teaching competency and improve their educational leadership.
That's wonderful.
Thank you, sir. The feedback link has been added to the chat box for your convenience. Dear participants, I would like to request you all to provide your useful input on this session. Now, finally, I would like to invite Dr. D. Vinod Kumar, IQAC coordinator of VMKVEC, to propose a vote of thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Vinayaka Missions Kripananda Variyar Engineering College, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to you all for joining this enlightening webinar on quality initiatives for higher education. This event has been a remarkable opportunity for us to gather and delve into the significant aspects of enhancing the quality of education in higher institutes. First and foremost, I express my sincere appreciation to our esteemed speaker, Dr. N. Asogan, for sharing his expertise and insights with us. His profound knowledge and experience have enriched our understanding of the challenges and strategies pertaining to quality initiatives. We are grateful for your valuable contribution and inspiring presentation, sir. We are also grateful to Dr. P. Nanashekaran, Director IQAC, VMRFDU, Salem, for his generous support, who is instrumental in starting the quality webinar series in our institution to a wider audience and create a platform for meaningful discussions and quality related topics in higher education. His firm dedication to the betterment of higher education have been truly commendable, and we are grateful for his continuous encouragement and guidance. I would like to thank Dr. R. Sasikumar, Principal, VMKVEC, for his guidance and support in organizing this webinar. His visionary leadership and commitment to promoting quality education have played a vital role in bringing this event to execution. Furthermore, I would like to acknowledge that tireless efforts of the organizing team and the technical support staff who have diligently behind the scenes to ensure the smooth execution of this seminar. Finally, I would like to express our gratitude to our audience for their time, enthusiasm, and commitment to continuous improvement in higher education. Your presence today signifies your dedication to the pursuit of excellence and your determination to derive positive changes in the educational landscape. To conclude, we are honored to have the opportunity to host this enlightening webinar. Thank you once again to everyone involved in making this webinar a resounding success. We look forward to your continuous support in further endeavors. Thank you and have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Once
Thank
again,
you, sir.
on-
Thank you, sir.
Once again, on behalf of our institution, I would like to extend our appreciation to everyone for taking the time to join us. Thank you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.